She's so fast, it's lagging my frames. They gotta do more fight scenes. Oh no, the blindfold came off. Hey, since I keep this channel ad-free, I've set up a Ko-Fi page where you can come support me for as little as $1. Wow. Links are down in the description. Thank you, enjoy the video. What's up, doggos? Welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail reaction video. And this being day 1 of the 1.4 patch. But let's get our wishes out of the way first. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. We're at 100 pulls, and basically no pity. No guaranteed. Please God. I have my Jingliu summoning circle here already. Right here. Wow. Do not ask me why it's in incognito tabs. I don't even know that myself. I want to use her as soon as possible. She looks so cool to use. I don't know. I don't know why like literally insane women is kind of my type, but... Okay, just nothing. I'm just going to say my luck has been terrible since Luocha. Oh, that's cool. Is that it? Oh my god. 20 pity. No way. Please, please. Bro, 20 pity! I guess they heard me. I was just saying how my luck was shit. Ah, there's a Jing, that's cool. Ah, she's basically in borderline insane, but she's so cool. Let's keep going. I'm aiming for E1. Hear it is. That was like 60 pity. Nah, bro. That's crazy though. What the fuck? Okay, one more. Let's go. Peasy, lemon squeezy. Surely. I was joking. There's no way. There is no shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. This game gets me. This game understands me. What the fuck? Dude, that was nuts. That is just certified nuts. What the piss? Alright, on to the mission. Cloud leaves no trace. A letter was delivered to the Express, proposing a reunion of old acquaintances, but the attention was undeterminable. It was probably inviting Dan home. Let's see again. That sound is like a... Did you hear that sound for the old? It sounds like a goddamn, like, Decepticon transforming. It's so fucking cool. What the fuck?
Is this a letter?
According to the description for the companion mission, someone anonymously sends us this letter, probably addressed to Dan Heng, to invite him back for a reunion. Oh look, it just happens that Yan Qing's here today. Yeah, you better stay on the Express instead of going down there. 3 out of the 5 people who's gonna appear in this companion mission has bodied you once already. If you count me, that's 4. On the paper, the names of the sender and recipient are all omitted, with only a faint trace of dim ink vaguely visible. Open it. You unfold the letter, and the ink immediately becomes visible. It's as if an invisible... It is as if an invisible hand holds the pen like a sword, making swift, decisive strokes. After a moment, the content regains its original appearance. Oh, it got written in like real time. A letter of unknown origin. I have learned of your return to your home, how you upended the ancient seas and saved the world from danger. I'm sure this has recovered your forgotten memories. In accordance with our old vow, we should once again roam our lands of past, drink in celebration and recount our great adventures. Yeah, this is definitely addressed to Dan Heng.
Upend the ancient sea and return to old ground. It's a letter for Dan Heng. But who is it from? I should ask the conductor.
Letter of unknown origin. Clouds leave no trace. Vita Infinita.
Pom-Pom's been cleaning up this whole time and didn't see any letters.
Did someone sneak onto the Express?
What? Don't scare Pom-Pom like that. fine.
Like,
Pom-Pom is going to upgrade the security level around here.
you do that, Pom-Pom. Hand the letter over to
It
Pom-Pom.
looks like an invitation. Who could have sent it? Does Dan Hong have any friends on the Law Fu?
Oh yeah, he does.
Why don't you show Dan Hong the letter? You know where to find him.
Thanks for the hint. Stellar Hunters are managing the path of the future after all, so maybe this is a significant moment that they have to ensure that happens. Hey, maybe we'll get confirmation whether Baiheng is Bailu or not. Because for one, I know this probably ain't anything. She has the same hair color as Bailu.
What is it? Do you need something?
Someone's inviting you to return to the old ground.
There's no signature, and it doesn't mention a time or place. Looks like whoever sent this expects me to remember. Let me hold on to the letter. Anything related to Dan Feng's past should be handled with care.
That's true. Stell looks so concerned. Are we gonna play from Dan Heng's POV? The appearance of this letter makes you feel uneasy. You invoke the Cloud Hymn. A droplet of water condenses from the air and soaks into the letter. The handwriting disappears, and another line of writing blurs due to a water stain. Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price. The price for Baiheng. The price for the disaster of Scale Gorge Waterscape.
Just as I thought.
Yep, I'm playing as
More
Dan
than
Heng
met the
now.
eye.
I love when they do this.
Letting her leave first was a wise choice. I can't put her in danger again because of this. Maybe I should make a trip to the seat of divine foresight. I need to ask Jing Yuan about the Stellaron hunters.
Oh, we're going straight in. The past that belongs to the 5 should come to a conclusion today. But where will the future of the 4 flow toward? Dang, is it really just 4? Will we really not get an answer to Baiheng? Oh, baby. I have a tad bit better stats, but you know, please don't kill me. Okay, well, oh, she's just here. The balls of this one, well, actually, she's lost her mind. She can practically do anything, and it makes sense. She's just here. Well, you were in shackling prison.
After all this time away from the Luofu, the seat of divine foresight has only become more hostile. It's quite reassuring.
You are a criminal, Jingliu. Hi, Yanqing.
Relax.
Dang it, I told you to stay up
Be
there.
so cautious, young man. I'm just reminiscing about the old days. However, I never thought Jing Yuan would send you to accompany me. It would seem our fates are intertwined.
I mean, he did see through you pretty fast for his companion mission.
Huh?
It's a me, Dan Feng / Dan Heng.
I've got my work cut out for me today.
You don't have to beat me up this time. I'm not a criminal anymore, though.
Well, if it isn't Dan Heng.
Sorry, first of all.
Greetings. I need to speak to the general about something.
Looking for compensation for the injuries I gave you? I accept full responsibility. They can deduct my next 100 years' salary if they like.
I'm here about something else.
You came at a bad time. The general is busy with urgent work. You probably won't be able to meet with him today, but he did
Urgent
leave a
work.
message. Dan Heng, do you recognize the person on the steps?
Well, I do. I can see Yanqing just analyzing me.
Is she a guest of the general's?
You don't remember her? I suppose the memories of your previous life really were wiped clean after the rebirth. That is Jingliu, the previous sword champion of the Xianzhou Luofu. She was the closest friend of Imbibitor Lune, your previous incarnation. She was also the general's master. According to records
Yeah,
of wars past,
his
her
mentor.
blade has slain countless denizens of abundance.
Plus Blade.
Not even the feather
Countless
guards
times.
of the Wing Weaver, the father wolf of the Borazin, or the gigantic mecha beast could withstand a single strike from her. She's a renowned legend.
Boris?
Those are ancient stories.
Well, the Mara has...
It's a shame that even a hero like her wasn't able to break free of Mara. It is said that in the end, Jingliu lost her sanity and slaughtered anyone in sight. She was deemed a criminal and fled to outer worlds.
That is just shame, though. She really sounded like she's, like, very skillful.
With her powers, you'd think there would be no one capable of bringing her in. For some reason, she arrived on the Luocha with a suspect disguised as a traveling merchant
Luocha.
and said she wanted to turn herself in. Her surrender came with one condition: that she be allowed a day of freedom before the trial. She wanted to travel to Scale Gorge Waterscape and meet with her old friends one last time. I can't believe Jing Yuan actually agreed.
Well, for old time's sake,
Before
right?
he
One
left,
last time.
He ordered us to accompany Jingliu during her last day on the Luocha. We're hosting an honored guest. We're escorting a criminal.
I hope this will be a good and peaceful get-together. But thinking back to the live stream trailer, that probably won't be the case. It'll be a fight instead. Because first of all, Blade remembers nothing. Dan Heng remembers nothing. Blade only remembers that Jingliu stabbed him like a dozen times, killing him over and over to train him and brainwash him. So those three being there, I can't imagine this going well.
Imbibitor Lunae, you're here.
Oh shit.
Since you traveled all this way, why don't you come and talk with me?
Well, it's not the Lunae you remember though.
Or should I call you by your name in this lifetime?
Oh, she knows.
Dan Heng.
She knows.
Be careful. Don't underestimate her.
You would know that, eh?
When I left the Xianzhou, I heard they took away your scales and horns.
Yep, you were forced into...
Forced you into a hatching
That's-
rebirth.
Yeah.
And detained you in the Shackling prison. I thought Imbibitor Lunae had been wiped from this world. But then I returned to the Luocha and watched as you parted the sea. After all these years, it was a magnificent sight to behold.
She was there. My past life is over.
The life of Imbibitor Lunae ended. I stand before you, a completely different person.
Sorry to disappoint.
I understand. The sins of a past life should be forgiven after rebirth. Now you are a nameless, traveling across the galaxy. But can anyone really bid farewell to their past?
Are we really gonna do this?
If my guess is correct, the preceptors were unwilling to allow the Ichor line to end, and hoped for the Imbibitor Lunae's resurrection. That is why they tampered with the molting rebirth and turned
Yeah.
you into what
It's not like they were willing to end that whole like tradition and the power of the High Elder. Danfeng did commit the sin, but they just couldn't waste that power. Tell me why you're here.
I returned to the Luocha so I could surrender myself to the Alliance and atone for my sins.
That's it?
I did, however, have one request before the trial. I asked to be given a single day
Why
to
so
go
sudden?
and see old friends
And then,
and to fulfill promises
I
I
mean-
made long ago.
for someone as strong as you, can the Shackling prison even hold you? You need some kind of like special seal, right? 'Cause I'm sure the Mar is gonna spiral out of control from time to time. The prison can't hold you.
So, you're the one that mailed the letter to the Express.
That's right.
In the meantime, Blade? Oh,
The
Lord.
sea's depths conceal no stone, and dragon's breaths reveal the moon. The scenery of Scale Gorge Waterscape is truly as magnificent as the poems describe.
Luocha.
But as a suspect, shouldn't I be bound and interrogated in the Shackling prison? Is it really appropriate to bring me to a place like this, General?
Holding you in the Shackling prison would be more trouble than it's worth. For security purposes, we will be performing your trial here.
Here?
According to the Skyfaring Commission's investigations, you arrived on the Luocha with a group of merchants, but didn't make a single trade during your stay. Your departure coincided with the day the calamities took place. You took advantage of the chaos to sneak into the Shackling prison, but seemingly took no course of action. Now you claim that you are responsible for the Stellaron crisis and wish to surrender
Oh, they're
yourself.
both surrendering themselves.
Your behavior truly is puzzling. I can't seem to piece together your motive.
I was asked to deliver a token in my capacity as a traveling merchant. I knew nothing of its significance. I admit I did have my own agenda for entering the shackling prison, but in the end, I found that the Law Fu did not possess what I was looking for.
Oh, really?
It is through fear of punishment that I am choosing to surrender. The galaxy is a vast place, but I am merely a wanderer. It would be silly of me to think that I could outrun the Alliance.
Merely a wanderer. You're too modest, Luocha. Do I need to remind you of your actions at the Eternity Fortress and the Shroud Veil Star Zone?
Oh?
Or must I utter that tongue twister of a name?
Auto-apocalypse. The most pathetic fool alive.
Is he referring to...
Well, they don't call you the Divine Foresight for nothing, General.
Because Auto-Apocalypse is kind of a tongue twister. I'm sorry. I'm still... Whenever I see him, I still think of...
You flatter me. Fortunately, I did my research.
Is he actually referring to
or
that?
this conversation would have been quite dry. According to protocol, you are to be held on the Xianzhou Shuling for a joint trial before the 10 Lords Commission and the 7 Arbiter Generals. However, at present, you have the opportunity to enjoy the beautiful scenery of Scale Gorge Waterscape. It will be the last view of the Law Fu you ever lay eyes on.
She told me that the High Cloud Quintet once gathered and feasted here hundreds of years ago. The unparalleled sword techniques of your master, the mesmerizing cloud hymn magic of Imbibitor Lunae Dan Feng, the artful piloting skills of Baiheng, the divine weapons crafted by the Juming artisan Ying Xing, and the unmatched stratagem of the general.
Ying Xing, who was killed by his own
The
blade.
5 of you vanquished evil from the world, creating legendary tales in your wake. Unfortunately, nothing lasts forever, and the High Cloud Quintet disbanded as each of you went your separate ways. You removed me from the shackling prison and decided to interrogate me here, but not for security purposes. You wish to discuss things that shouldn't be
Off the
overheard.
record.
You wish to discuss the one person you've avoided mentioning up to now. Your master, Jingliu.
Meanwhile,
We can head out now. I would like to visit a few places from my memories, enjoy a glass of wine, and reminisce about the good times.
Have you mistaken yourself for a tourist?
Well,
I would make a wonderful tourist.
until you take off that blindfold. Yanqing.
Lower your guard, young man. I have already surrendered myself to the Alliance, and I will keep my word. Besides, your general has already agreed to my request.
You know, I'm curious, what is it that holds her sanity together? Because they're supposed to go insane, right? After they get Mars struck? What's with the blindfold? Because every time the blindfold gets released, like, especially in her idol animation, you can see it like all the dark energy pouring out.
Imbibitor Lunae, you must accompany me. I won't take no for an answer.
Okay.
Regardless of whether you're still interested in your previous life, accepting my letter means that you've accepted my invitation.
Well, lead the way, ma'am. That's what I
Lead
said.
the way.
Where should we start? Should we go to Stargazer Navalia first, or to the Artisanship Commission?
We should probably notify all the guards, right? Because I'm pretty sure they remember a criminal like you.
How hard is it to choose a destination? We're going to Stargazer Navalia. Problem solved.
Thank you, Yanqing.
The young are the antidote. Stargazer Navalia it is.
I mean, as long as the blindfold stays on, we're not in deep shit yet. There we are.
If it's star skiffs you wanted to see, we could have headed to the Jade Gate. Why did we come all the way here?
Young man, have you ever heard of Baiheng, the Foxian pilot?
Baiheng. Think I've
one of
seen
the
that name
5.
somewhere before.
Baiheng, pilots. The name is unfamiliar to you and incites no feelings. However, a voice inexplicably rings in your ears.
Let the noble High Elder drown the enemies in rain. We just need a watch from the sky, I presume?
Imbibitor Lunae. If memories are returning to you, share them.
I think she was one of Imbibitor Lunae's comrades.
She was a comrade and friend to both Imbibitor Lunae and all of us. Well, that's all in the past now. The reason we came to Stargazer Navalia
like how we did for
because
Tingyun.
I wanted to pay tribute to her here.
You mean the Foxian soul soothing ceremony?
Yeah.
Yes, the sending off
okay.
of a star skiff. It represents the voyage of the deceased into the stars. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I never had the chance to bid farewell to her. It is something I have regretted to this day.
That'll be 2 stars gift we've sent it out without confirming if said person is alive or not. Jingyun because we literally don't know, and Baiheng because she might be Bailu. So if that was the case, she's still kind of alive, but it's not her anymore. This is kind of like the soul soothing ceremony kind of. It feels like, I don't know if this is like a historical or it's just like a tale that people would push a boat out with the corpse and they'd shoot fire arrows at it. Kind of like a send-off tradition as well. I don't know where that's from.
The moon shines on the truth.
There we go. Ooh. Oh. Damn. Ba, 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 ba. She's so fast, it's lagging my frames.
I remember now. I've seen Baiheng's name in books before.
You like to read? I couldn't tell.
Yanqing doesn't look like the type.
Hey, I don't read much, but the general forced me to finish a bunch of ancient volumes during my
Of course he
training.
did.
I remember one called Views of the Universe from a Star Skiff.
Oh.
The author's name was Baiheng.
She wrote it.
That's right. Baiheng was the one who wrote that travelogue.
It was actually really interesting. 90% of it was about starskiff crashes on different worlds and dangerous situations. It also had records of local species and ecosystems.
Let me guess, she was the one doing the crashing?
I remember thinking, how could an ace pilot crash land her starskiff so many times? Then I realized that every time, she made the best of the situation and got back
90%
alive.
was her crashing.
Her luck really was out of this world.
Her luck always astonished us. Whenever she piloted a mission, you could almost guarantee a narrow escape from the jaws of some abundance behemoth, or a miraculous return from behind enemy lines. Very few star skiffs she piloted were able to return to port in one piece. The folks at the Skyfaring Commission secretly referred to her as
Starskiff
the
Killer.
Starskiff Killer. She also possessed an uncanny ability to predict future events, inauspicious ones at least. Every ill omen that came out of her mouth would sure enough come true. Very few Cloud Knights had the courage to accompany her on missions.
Really?
However, when it came to surviving, her fortunes were incredible. Even in the worst situations imaginable,
Maybe.
she was always able to turn the
Maybe
tide.
she survived her death, too.
See, the starskiff is complete.
After being
That was
away
quick.
from the Luocha for so long, I can finally say farewell to you.
So, what happened to Baiheng in the end?
In the end, I do not think the details are necessary. We are here today to commemorate her.
I'd like to know the details, though.
Imbibitor Lunae, do you still remember the battle against Shuhu?
It was a bloody battle against the denizens of abundance. Dunfeng fought in that battle. I can't remember any of it.
The Abundance Emanator, Shu Hu, rallied a great army and attacked the Alliance. I read about it in the Shackling prison.
You seem to be interested in learning about your past life. Still, all of that was erased after Shuhu attacked the borders. He disappeared without a trace. There are no records of his remains either. Let me refresh your memory. During that battle, Baiheng, being the headstrong girl that she was, managed to exhaust the luck that was bestowed upon her by the Rainbow Arbiter.
She died there.
She charged ahead and shattered the enemy's defenses, allowing the Xianzhou soldiers to break through Shuhu's sanguinary abyss and awaken you from your dragon's delirium. She was not able to walk out of that fight. We all shoulder a debt that we will never be able to repay.
Three must pay the
For
price.
the Cloud Knights, giving up one's life on the battlefield is an honor, but that wasn't something you believed in. Imbibitor Lunay, you couldn't accept that Baiheng was gone. Instead of leaving her to eternal rest, you made a mistake that can never be undone.
Oh, come on now. Don't we place anything onto it though? So usually we'd leave items on it, right? Nothing?
Baiheng, I've brought your flagon.
There we go.
This was a gift handmade by him, though he never got the chance to give it to you in person. I'm sorry it took so long for me to find it. Only by bringing it to you will my nightmares be calmed. I will fulfill what you asked of me. I will keep my word, even if it requires me to cut down the stars in the sky.
I mean, even though she's partly lost her mind, I guess Jingliu is still faithful to her friends, those she cares about. So long, Baiheng. There she
Let's
goes.
go. The Artisanship Commission is next.
Oh, what the?
Since the Arbor's resurrection, the land has been crawling with abominations. Even the Artisanship Commission's prized creation furnace is hanging on.
I thought
by
we
a
dispelled
thread.
that though.
All the craftsmen and apprentices fled. Only a single master
Right.
craftsman
Master
was left to hold the
Gongshu.
line until reinforcements arrived. That's how the creation furnace was saved.
Interesting. Stubborn beyond valuing his own life. That reminds me of an extremely arrogant acquaintance. If he were to see the chaos of the Artisanship Commission today, he would burst into laughter at the Xianzhou's incompetence.
What's that supposed to mean? What's wrong with saving your own life and waiting for the Cloud Knights to arrive?
And yet where were the Cloud Knights when danger was at the door? From what I heard, it was a group of Outworlders that came to the rescue.
That's me.
Young man, why don't we continue our previous contest? Show me whether the sword techniques you are so proud of have improved.
You just want me to do all the work. You think I'm gonna grant endless requests for a criminal?
You go on ahead this time.
That face.
We'll meet up at the
He's so fucking dumb.
Why did you send him away?
It is of no importance, but you and I haven't had a decent contest in ages.
Like the context you had with
I
Yan
don't
Jing.
plan on fighting.
I'm not asking you to point your spear at me. Could it be that the abominations here aren't enough to motivate you? Even after your rebirth, your moves and techniques haven't changed one bit.
When I move, it's like
Muscle memory.
Like you never forgot. This spear still recognizes you as its master. Imbibitor Lunay, do you know who crafted it for you?
Ying Xing.
it's been with me ever since my exile. I don't remember when I started wielding it.
Time to die.
In lunar flame. You can continue to convince yourself that you are merely the reincarnation of Danfeng and have nothing to do with his sins. And you can keep insisting that you have forgotten everything. But you cannot run from combat, Danheng. Your spearmanship is identical
yeah,
to Imbibitor Lunay's.
Yeah, it still flows in his blood. I know. Don't have to force it on him, though.
With burning flames and exposing a person's true nature.
You're the one that, like, constantly yearns for it. So much so that you almost killed Yanqing.
Those are the words of the one who made Cloudpiercer for you. Do you remember?
Late.
Out of all of us, you were the closest to him. It was strange, really, to see someone so arrogant get along with someone so proud.
Right, yeah, they did that whole wine cup thing. Some could say they were great roommates. The name of that person flutters at the edge of your thoughts, like a leaf in the wind, but it remains elusive and unclear.
I'd rather leave this world in a blaze than live until the end of time.
Blade.
I will let all of the Xianzhou know that a brief moment of my life is worth more than their long and meaningless lives.
He wasn't a Xianzhou native.
Yingxing.
You still remember his name. When he was but a child, he swore to take revenge on the abominations. That's what drove him to travel across the stars to the Xianzhou, to receive training. When I first met him, he wasn't even as tall as my sword, but he was boasting about mastering all the crafts of the Artisanship Commission by the time he was 100 years old.
He did a lot more than...
The little brat was no less arrogant than the High Elder.
I mean, he was a master craftsman.
At first, I wasn't too fond of his defiant nature, but when we met again, he was able to craft weapons that astonished the master craftsman. He even snatched the Artisanship Commission title of Furnace Master. Unfortunately, the Alliance would never allow a short-life species to run the Artisanship Commission. He was only able to prove his worth alongside us outcasts in the end.
That's a shame. A little bit of favoritism there. I mean, I guess, yeah, you'd want one of your own natives to run it, but like, come on. He's shown his qualities, right?
You didn't go easy just so I would get here first, did you?
No, we were chatting.
Of course not. Your technique must have improved so much that I simply couldn't keep up with you.
Bullshit.
Are we here to commemorate your short-life species friend?
Eavesdropping is a bad habit. Besides, when did I ever say he was no longer in this world?
Yeah, you personally saw to that, didn't you?
He transformed into a long-life species?
Correct. Such are
Because-
the twists of destiny.
Because of the Mara, or what?
As smart as he was, he made the foolish attempt to use the flesh of the Abundance Emanator to aid Imbibitor Lunae in resurrecting his deceased companion.
I thought they put Baiheng in an egg. They used Shu Hu? Jesus.
His stupidity turned him into a monster, cursed with immortality. His soul was shattered and became the evil that he hated most. The irony.
Weren't you the one who did that, though? Or was that after he became immortal, lost his memories, and then you killed him multiple times and brainwashed him?
For an old friend, you don't seem to have that much pity.
I gave him a second chance. Does that not count?
A second chance?
What did you do to him?
He should have been eternally jailed in the shackling prison for his crimes. But I gave him a different kind of freedom.
Yeah.
I took the shell that once held his soul and passed my sword techniques on to him.
There we go, yep.
I let him die 100 deaths to remind him of the karma of his previous life. Afterward, I heard he was reborn and even gave himself a name.
B-L-A-D-E.
We've idled too long.
I think Dan Heng
Let's head
knows.
to the Alchemy Commission.
What would be in the Alchemy Commission? Bailu's there, first of all. Meanwhile, in the Dragonvista Rain Hall, Scale Gorge Waterscape.
As a follower of the Rainbow Arbiter, you have witnessed the catastrophe brought upon by the plague's author, General. Living beings turning into undying monsters, eventually used as sacrifices to the Abundance. What do you think should be done to put an end to it, General?
The Alliance follows the Rainbow Arbiter's edict to continue ridding the world of evil, so that one day Yaoshi might be vanquished and the cycle of life and death restored.
To kill an Aeon?
Under the auspices of the Rainbow Arbiter, the faithful Cloud Knights continue the hunt. Their devotion and sacrifices are indeed commendable, but their devotedness has made them close-minded. Take me, for example. My powers originate from the abundance, yet my goals are aligned with the Alliance. The Hunt is not the only faction in the universe that wants Yaoshe dead. It is natural for short-life species to yearn for immortality. That is expected of any intelligent life form. To want to eliminate these thoughts would be equivalent to killing an Eon. Such a goal is so impossible as to be laughable, to be honest. So, in order to sever Yaoshe's curse, one must look to the source for a different solution.
What is it?
Your master happened upon a revelation and returned from the Mara. She has traveled many worlds and discovered a solution.
I'm listening.
I apologize, General. I'm afraid the next move will have to be made on the Shu Ling.
As I expected. Your surrender is just the next step in your scheme. You wish to avail yourself of the Ten Lords' decree to enter Shu Ling and stand before the 6 generals, even the Marshal. That is your true agenda.
Will we go there, though?
And the purpose of the contents of your coffin.
General, you said it yourself. This is beyond your control. It is the law of the Alliance. We cannot deviate from it.
I'm pretty sure he was carrying Jingliu around, wasn't he?
Splendid, well done. This was a spectacular move.
You've changed, Jing Yuan.
There he is. Blade.
The man I knew would never have admitted he was bested.
Bailu is there. No, she's not. She's usually standing right there. Oh, there she is.
Order's already been restored to the Alchemy Commission. Why are we here?
I heard the healer lady is capable of curing all diseases. I'm here for the same reason anyone would be. For a checkup and
Really
consultation.
now?
Patience, young man. We're not far from Scale Gorge Waterscape. The mission the General tasked you with is about to come to an end.
Danheng, what a surprise! Are you not feeling well? Please, come this way.
I'm not here for a checkup. She's here for a consultation.
Oh, I see. Are you here for your eyes? Or is it something
Oh no,
else?
we're not gonna. No, not the
My
eyes.
eyes are fine. I cover them to avoid seeing that which reminds me of the past and riles my inner demons. My thoughts have been disordered lately, and I experience occasional night terrors.
No.
Do you have a way to
She just
soothe
used this
my
as an
mind, Dragon Lady?
excuse to come here and see her. Because if not, this would have just been really random. She knows this is probably far beyond you.
Who cares? The healers of the Alchemy Commission don't get to pick and choose their patients. Give me your hand. We'll start by checking your pulse. You'll need to take some translucent worms so I can take a closer look.
Bailu's taking someone's pulse.
Your hand! It's freezing! Please wait, Danheng. Can I speak to you for a minute? Your friend here has a very peculiar condition. Her pulse is extremely faint. Normally, this would mean that
She won't live much longer. There's no cure.
There's no
I'm pretty
cure.
sure she knows this too.
Let the healer make the professional diagnosis. Your friend's situation is unique. She looks healthy, but her hands are cold as ice. It feels like there's a dark current running and pulsing between her core esse and her veins.
That's the Mara.
With more research, I might be able to make a new entry in the medical records. Can you and your friend come back for follow-up visits?
She'll be in jail by tomorrow. Decline respectfully.
Today's her last day on the Luofu.
What a shame. If she could stay for a few days, I might be able to figure out how to cure her. I'll do my best.
She's beyond
No matter
curing.
what I administer, she's gonna need to drink a ton of warm water from this point on. Tanheng, you mind coming with me to retrieve my medicine? I could use your skills.
Are you in trouble, Dragon Lady?
Hey! Give me back my medicine box!
The doggy took it.
That thing runs so fast! Don't let it get away!
Shit. Not the monkey. Alright. Oh boy.
Our fortune is clouded.
Tank it!
1,000 wonders to fight as one!
Blade of Moonlight.
This cold isn't something normal flesh could withstand.
Well, she's not normal.
In lunar flame.
Apologies again for the delay. This prescription won't cure you, but it will nourish your body and calm your mind.
Well, that's helpful. At
Very
least,
well.
Since we were meeting up soon.
The fate of a long-life species is inevitable, even with the best doctors.
Yeah, something's definitely up with Bailu.
You're Mara-struck? I don't see the symptoms in you at all. What with the incident on the Law Fu, I've treated a number of Mara-stricken patients recently. They all presented with signs of incoherence, delirium, or frightening physical mutations. You don't seem to have any of that.
I made a deal that allowed me to retain what life I had left in me. I may be sane, but one thing is certain. My mind is already at its limit, and yet I still have many unfulfilled wishes and plenty of unfinished business.
I see. So you've learned to live with your illness. I can't help much with issues of the spirit, but the medical records do mention that calming the mind is a way to heal the body. If you're able to forget about the past, there might be a chance for your symptoms to regress.
Really? How unfortunate. My hatred overshadows my
she
other
can't do that.
emotions. I chose to hold on to it, to embrace it, and to use it to maintain my existence.
If you do forget, though, you have another chance.
All I have left are the sword in my hand and my hatred of the past. If I am without either of them, I would fall into an empty void. Thank you for your advice, Dragon Lady. Meeting you has provided more healing than any kind of medicine or remedy.
I wonder why.
By the way, among those you've treated in recent days, did you notice a person in bandages?
Oh, yes! Someone came
Yeah,
by
he has
today
to-
that
he had to
matches that
pass by
description.
here.
He must have suffered some kind of sword wound. He had a strong scent of blood. Though, from the way he behaved, it must have been fairly minor. He didn't
Minor?
even take the medicine I prescribed.
Yeah, 100 deaths is it's no big deal.
Well then, it would seem that everything is in place. Let's go meet our old friend.
Oh boy. He's not gonna like meeting the person that killed him 100 times. Oh. Yanqing, you're gonna want to stand back.
Take this man away. This does not involve him.
There we go.
And so, everyone is present.
The 4.
I never thought the High Cloud Quintet would be able to gather again in the same place after hundreds of years.
Of all of them, only Yuan has seen only the slightest of change. You've died. You've almost died. You've been infected by Mara. And you, Danheng, you're a completely different person.
If I remember correctly, the 5 of us made a promise here 7 centuries ago. We promised that no matter what happened, we would gather here together and share a drink. How sad that Scale Gorge waterscape remains empty while the world continues to turn. Some of us have been reborn, while others were denied death. Some have become criminals, while others can no longer fulfill their promises. And in the end, our friendship is no more. Soon, I will be shackled and tried. This will be the last you see of me. This is why I sent out the invitations before departing, hoping that everyone would be gathered here for my final farewell.
Such good friends, and in the end, you're all but strangers, even enemies now.
Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price. Imbibitor Lunae, the chief culprit, chose to use the transmutation arcanum as a means of resurrection.
He's one of them.
Begetting terrible transformation and great calamity in the process. He dishonored the name of the fallen.
You yourself are the other one, right? Because you failed to protect Baiheng.
Ying Sing, the accomplice, arrogant and oblivious, used the flesh of the Abundance Emanator to assist Imbibitor Lunae in his evil. He fell, becoming an immortal abomination.
I mean, he looks good for an abomination. And you.
As for Jingliu, the sinner, she succumbed to Mara, slaughtered her people, and abandoned her oath.
I would have thought you'd blame yourself for not saving Baiheng.
Now it is time we pay for what we have done. Dan Heng, you can never escape the shadow of Imbibitor Lunae. He is your origin, and his sins will accompany you in your path forward until you meet your eventual doom.
Like I said, this wasn't gonna be a good peaceful get-together.
Blade, what a fitting name. In the remainder of your infinite life, you will experience only murder and your own death, all the while pleading for a place to rest.
You're really riling them up.
This is the only way you are able to relinquish Ying Sing's regrets, and I will face the punishment of the Alliance and suffer an eternal punishment before paying an even worse price. That is the only way to keep the memory of the pain of the past from fading away.
You really don't want to forget.
High Cloud Quintet, it is time to say goodbye.
The fight. Oh, shit. Blade coldly looks at you. Yeah, it seems about right.
A wineless gathering, accompanied by only sadness and bitterness.
It
What
really
a
is.
depressing reunion.
It really is.
Jing Yuan, is it not time you sent me to the Shuling?
The laws of the Alliance cannot be subject to change. Unfortunately, your next stop will be the Yuchi. I reported everything to the Marshal, and the Seer strategist just so happened to take an interest in the case. They set up a Deca-light reflection barrier in hopes of meeting the 2 of you beforehand.
Jing Yuan, you haven't changed at all. Always trying to destroy the plans of others. But in the end, whether it be you, me, the Cloud Knights, or the generals of the Rainbow Arbiter, we are all just pawns in a game of the gods. I am sick and tired of treading on a predetermined path. No matter, I will deviate if you insist. But this does not change how things will end. Ultimately, I will stand on the side of victory.
Then I shall see this gamble through.
Wait. Jingliu, before you leave, you still owe me my due.
I have tried. Besides inflicting more wounds on your body, there is nothing else I can do for you. The immortality that you possess is not something that can be dealt with so easily. I am sure Destiny's slave already told you that the swords of mortals are incapable of killing someone with the flesh of an emanator.
He did, but you still owe me the attempt.
That's why they're gonna fight.
I told you when I taught you the way of the sword. I am uninterested in drawing my blade against someone who does not long for life, who wants only to be slaughtered.
You will only draw against an opponent. Jingliu, allow me to repay you for your teachings.
Oh,
Savor the moment. I will deliver you a brief moment of death.
Oh boy. Oh god.
We were here once, 700 years ago. Laughing, sparring, and thinking about the future. Their faces still linger before my eyes.
Oh, look at how she...
Like a bygone dream.
Did you see how she dodged those though?
Days could flow indefinitely before us, like a Sendoff lifetime.
Oh no!
Yet dreams
The blindfold came off.
will eventually fade like clouds from the sky.
Oh! That fight
A
was...
familiar feeling.
They gotta do more fight scenes.
Almost as if we've returned to my first sword lesson.
He already looked so old back then as Yingxing.
You used the sword Insing crafted, and pierced, sliced, and impaled me time and time again. The swordplay used to slay our enemies of old is still engraved on this despicable shell. All I can do is watch my flesh become severed, healed, and restored. It's as if they're saying, Why did you and Imbibitor Lune commit such an unforgivable sin?
They wanted to save someone.
I know that you have no interest in my answer, which is why I asked the question as you looked me straight in the eye. I've asked myself that same question infinite times, but was never able to find the answer. Why? Why is it that only the abominations can return time and time again?
But not you, not the Quintet.
Why does someone like her have to be buried, burned to ash, and eventually forgotten? Why? In the end,
It's all because of
you
her.
unleashed the final piercing blow and left both me and the sword in the withered grave.
Just the death of one tore them
The
apart.
miraculous thing is that in my brief moment of death, all the pain went away, like when we drank to drown our sorrows.
You're still alive. That's your curse. You can't die.
Imbibitor Lune, what do you plan on doing next?
I'm going to return to the Express.
Once this gathering ends, I will return to the Express to continue my journey.
The Express won't be able to carry you forever. Your friends all have burdens of their own, just as we did back then.
Now that we know of your story, we can learn from your mistakes and make sure we don't let the same thing happen. so that we don't get torn apart. I mean, like for them it was Baiheng. For us, what do you know? It could be Himeko somewhere in the future. Who knows if we'll ever get separated.
I did think
Nothing
about
lasts
giving
forever.
up on revenge and letting go of everything when I fled the Luofu years ago. However, as time passed, it became more and more clear. It was like an old friend that accompanied me every passing day, always nagging in my ear.
And such strong and capable, talented. These 5, it took the death of one to break them completely. Look at what's happened to them now. Jesus.
The memories of what I did when I was Mara-struck are deeply rooted. Since I am unable to rid myself of them, I decided to face them head-on in the end. Maybe when I witness the fall of the abundance, you and Ying Sing will find true release.
I mean, of all of them.
Goodbye, Imbibiter Lune.
Of all of them, I wish Blade can get the paradise he really wants. Regardless of who he is now. I think he deserves that at least, right? Ah, there she goes.
She couldn't do it with her sword either. She still couldn't do it.
Blade coldly looks at you.
We have no choice but to continue the pursuit. This is the price the two of us must pay.
She's paid hers already. If you wish, I will see it through.
I will see it through.
Elio's script still requires you to stay alive. For now. I don't mind prolonging my vengeance. It might be more interesting that way.
Will it? How many times have you two fought, hunted each other? Aww.
Danheng, the General wants me to forget about everything I saw today.
He's just trying to protect you. You've seen what could happen. Don't let history repeat itself, yeah?
I understand. These disputes are far too complicated for me right now. Swordplay is a lot simpler.
Just do what you do best.
I have some close friends of my own in the Cloud Knights. Will we fall out the way you guys did?
Don't think like that.
Goodbye for now, Danheng. I hope the next time we meet, it'll be under happier circumstances.
She's gone. All this must have seemed like a silly performance to someone newly reborn. But I am unable to prevent my old friends from taking sides against one another.
I feel so bad for him. Should I be responsible for Danfeng's actions?
Who you are is a question that only you can find the answer to. Even if the Preceptor's interference denied you a true rebirth.
I have to go.
Yes. It has been a long day for you, Danheng.
Our group chat. Is everything okay, Danheng? Stell and I heard you received an anonymous letter and we were worried, so we came here to check on you, but you weren't in the archives. Did that poker-faced Delta Hunter Blade give you any trouble again? I'm okay. I've went to meet some old friends. That's a relief then. If only you guys know. If only you guys knew. By the way, don't forget to head back to the Express early. Himiko said she made coffee. Oh god, no. No, not that. I might as well be rebirthed. Again. That's the end of it. That's such a sad ending though. Oh, Jesus, that was quick. Yeah, it's such a shame. I mean, in the flashbacks, they seem so happy together, and you see why I think that Baiheng theory is still valid is it's about reunion, right? But they just included this small segment of meeting Bailu for some reason, and the fact that Jingliu said seeing Bailu is the best medicine she could have ever asked for. Not the cure, not the medicine, but seeing Bailu. That's the one thing she says that really stands out to me. I think she knows. I think they're all aware what happened to Baiheng. It's a shame. It's what could have been, but because they lost Baiheng, the Baiheng they knew really did die on that day. Even with Dan Feng's best efforts, the resurrection didn't bring back Baiheng, it just created Bailu. So now Jingliu's in the shackling. No, Jingliu's been sent to the Yuan, that's the other ship. But I'm curious what Luocha meant by they're planning to head to the Shuling. And more concerned the fact that Jingyuan seems to know but Luocha's real name. Because Luocha is just his Shenzhou name. He said that it was a tongue twister. That's very sus. Luocha himself is still... And another thing is that Jingliu, along her journey, she found a way to temporarily sustain herself from the effects of the Mara. Somewhere along in the galaxy. She found a sort of temporary cure to keep her sanity. Now, I don't know if they're going to tap more into that because I feel like that's going to be important. Something that can... It's because it's big. It can stop, like... From what it feels like, she says it can stop the effects of, like, people going into the Mara struck from turning into monsters. So maybe we'll find out what that was that got her the temporary cure. Because compared to killing Yao Shi to ridding the effects of Mara completely, I feel like finding the temporary cure is much easier. To kill an Aeon is... Look, Nanook's goons, the Emanators, some of his high commanders can wipe out entire galaxies. Just imagine how powerful Nanook is himself. If they're gonna take on, like, that level of power, I don't think they're ready. I don't think solving the problem with the Mara and Abundance is going to be that we kill Yao Shi. Maybe we get an audience with her and negotiate something, but the Aeons strictly follow the concepts of their path, so I don't know how much we can sway the god herself or themselves. So Blade will still be working with the Stellar Hunters. Dan Heng will be following us. Jingyuan will be alone again. At least I hope he finds some company with the folks in the Luofu. But his past friends are, well, it's no longer with him. They've all gone their separate ways. I just hope he can deal with that. Oh, that has been I wouldn't say that's the Jingliu companion mission because it's not. So it's the High Cloud Quintet companion mission featuring Jingliu, Blade / Xing, Dan Heng / Dan Feng, Jingyuan, and Bailu / Baiheng. It wasn't anything too crazy. It's just like it's more like they kind of rounded things up, closed up the plot of this, or maybe weaved paths for more story points in the future by using this to set things up, because there were a couple very important bits in there too. Hey, let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments. What did you think they could have done a bit more of, story-wise, anything like that? But yeah, for now, this has been the High Cloud Quintet companion mission for 1.4. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya.
We will see. Come with me, take the journey.